Welcome back to MMOSmackTalk.com. This is our 23rd Vipercast. We're here with Vince, we're here with Ben, and we're here with Paul. Say hi, guys.
Finally back from vacation. Sorry
What's
about
going
that.
on?
Yep. Now, here's the deal. We're going to be talking about Warhammer Hardcore. And as you know, we've been playing an open beta since September 6th or 7th.
Well, I think it was
right
7th.
in there, it was
Started,
great.
it was 7th. Yeah.
Yeah, so for the first cast, for this cast, for the first segment, I want to go over some of these things. I want to go over stats, like character stats, overall character movement, abilities, skills, everything.
Love it.
So that's what you're going to hear the first segment right now. The second segment, I want to go over quests, public quests, gear you get from them, the influence points that you get from it, and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
For the third segment, I want to talk about PvP, gear, and EXP within PvP, and items you can get.
Yeah.
And the renown points you get from PvP, and all that kind of stuff. And then fourth, we'll be concluding with basically talking about all that. But we might bring in some classes from the order side because currently
or
we're
just
playing
the
on
fastest way to level. We'll give you guys lots of tips and tricks in the fourth Segi.
Exactly, on how to level. And by the way, real quick, I have 2 level 12s.
Yep.
And a level 6. So I have a level 12 Bright Wizard. I've got a level 12 Ironbreaker, which is Dwarf. And I've got a level 6 Healer, Archmage Healer. What do you guys have?
Swordmaster, level 12. And then just the Shadow Warrior. I think I only got him to 9. Somewhere in there.
Yeah, I've got a level 10 Bright Wizard. We've got a level 7 Swordmaster and a level 7 Archmage.
Oh, good. So a little overlapping, but some good variety there to talk about.
Yeah.
Real quick, it is a fun game, and I just got to say, I haven't been this addicted to any
Or
MMORPG.
excited.
Or excited, yeah, since 2004 open beta for WoW.
Yep.
And I was addicted, at every waking moment, I thought, oh my gosh, I got to play this game. Because it broke the barrier of
Of MMOs. I mean, WoW was
It was
awesome.
smooth as hell, and it was just different. It was a good change. And so, I mean, I didn't even sleep the first week and a half when I was playing it.
Yep.
That's how I feel now. I've had 4 hours a night each night.
Oh yeah, no, I got the bug big time with this game. It's going to be exciting. We're going to have lots to talk about in the coming weeks, and it's just going to be awesome.
Yeah,
great stuff.
Definitely recommend this to any MMORPG.
And we apologize for being a day late on our cast, but
do you know why?
To play.
Yeah, because yesterday we all got here and we all had our computers and we just started playing. Next thing you know, 8 o'clock became 10, 10 became midnight, boom. Yep. And then midnight became 2:30 when I went home.
So we're casting, then we're playing today. Yeah, we don't have Ryan with us due to the playing last night instead of casting. He's got stuff going on tonight, so
exactly.
Three of us, let's rock and roll. So first subject is.
So yeah, let's talk about. Okay, so when you first log in game, what are you thinking? I mean, is it easy to maneuver around? How do you think about the smoothness, the graphics, just everything in general?
Well, for me, my brain locked on immediately to all the movement and everything. It's kind of a cross between a couple different MMO movement styles. I think it's all very smooth. It's all very great environment, great.
Yeah. Just as smooth as WoW. In my opinion, just as smooth as WoW, but
it feels slower to me.
But it looks more realistic.
Okay.
I
agree. The overall color tones, they did a better job on. When we first got in WoW, and when I first even saw, a buddy of mine playing beta, I was thinking, cartoony, what's going on here?
Well, I was thinking it was going to be a WoW replica. That's all I was saying. Remember, I'm not going to play Warhammer. I'm sticking with AOC. This is going to look just like WoW, and it's going to be you're going to have 5 skills.
Well, that's what we were told. That was the information we were able to get. So we're speaking truth here today.
Yeah. Now, about the whole skill thing, you don't get 5 skills. You get a hell of a lot of skills, and you get more skills than AOC. I was boasting about AOC, Age of Conan, and how many different skills you get and how many different things you can do. Dude, you get a skill a level so far in this game. So I have more than 12. Some levels you get 2. So right now I have 2 hot bars, pretty
full.
Much packed.
And they all do something different, which is cool.
They all do something different, yeah.
And then, but Ben, what was your first take on the game? First impression?
I don't know. I think
like your first 20 minutes in there. How'd it feel?
Well, it depends on what you're talking about. Because the first time I actually played was the first preview weekend.
Right.
And
the
then
first 20 minutes I wanted to log off. Actually, I mean, I was thinking, I don't know, but then all of a sudden I started moving around a little bit more.
Right.
I fell in love. That's when we all,
Yeah, no, it's definitely. I'm liking it. Definitely. I remember when I first played, I played my witch hunter, and I don't know. I kind of felt like stuff was a little bit slow, but maybe that's just because I'm used to WoW.
No, it is. No, this killing is way slower than any game. It really
is, and that's a beauty.
But it's cool.
That's a beauty part because you don't want to get one-shotted.
Yeah,
you're not going to go one-shot somebody.
Yeah,
and I mean, you actually have fights. You have real fights where you get to use lots of your skills. Yep. That's one big thing about this. You have 12 skills. You can actually use like more than you can literally use like 12 skills.
Yeah, and that was probably like a little bit of a downfall on Age of Conan because you end up. I mean, it was such a skill-based game at certain points, and you had to use your skills and twitch speed and the whole bit. It was cool like that, but they ruined it to the point where it was a one-shot, one-kill type of button mash, and you're done.
That's where it was worthless.
You pick your highest power spell and you just button mash.
Yep.
And I don't see this game going in that direction. Just with the rate of HP increase, I mean, we're getting hit points just exponentially every level.
Oh yeah.
You start doing more damage, but it feels like they're handing out the health points quick enough to keep up. So that I think they've balanced the stats that way, and that's great. That's good.
Oh yes.
Anything else on stats, Ben? I mean, I find it a little bit interesting with how some of the different stats increase what you're doing. It's like you have to pay real close attention to strength increasing.
DPS,
your DPS, and then what your weapon skill does in relation to that. And obviously there's no good tools out there yet for this, but just try as you're playing to pay attention to what your character can actually use and utilize. And
I read somewhere, like for your main guy who's a sword master, obviously strength is going to increase your DPS the most. That's what I heard. And then there's a little bit of debate between some of the different defensive type stats, because there's toughness and then there's like willpower or initiative. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. And what's worth the most and what's better. But
no, exactly.
Yeah. Other than that, I mean, you can mouse over the stats and just kind of read what they are if you don't know what they're good for.
Yeah. No, exactly. Another thing is when you level, every level, you go to your what it's called, the career trainer, right? And he's like in every little village, right? There's like a whole bunch of different villages laid out across the land.
You can't go very far at all without running into a village.
Yeah,
it's great.
Yeah, but it's cool though. It's not unlike going back to AOC where you got that big town. You never really. I mean, it's way too freaking big.
Oh yeah, it's like going to LA and then you get out into a border city and you're like, oh, I can breathe.
Yeah,
I can actually find stuff and find guys.
Exactly.
But then in AOC, the other thing is, I mean, sometimes you could be running for a good 20 minutes before you got to somewhere that was a quest giver or somewhere that was, you're out there, you're in the boondocks, you're backpacking out there.
Exactly. And we're definitely going to be going over to the whole quest thing and where they're all at in segment 2.
Right.
For right now, the abilities. Okay, so when you level, you don't get to choose like, hey, I want to put points in strength. I want to put points in this. It does it automatically. On top of that, like I said, you get a skill every single level. But then what you do to train your skill, you just go to a career trainer found in every little village, every town, whatever. You talk to him, and then you upgrade from him. And it's beautiful.
Well, now you don't. And just to make a point, you're not upgrading any old skills. Like
exactly, you're not upgrading.
I think Ryan's mentioned before, but you start off, your bright wizard with a fireball skill or whatever. I don't know what it's actually called, but it's and you get it at level 1, and so you never go and train at a career trainer and say, oh, I want to train fireball level 2. It just always scales up as you go in level, and
that's true.
So every level you're getting a new spell, at least like we said so far.
So like fireball, there's no like rank 1, so it's literally fireball, boom,
that's your spell.
Yeah, when you're